Hello guys, this is Deathula and welcome back to Space Engineers. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. As you can see, we are on the lone survivor scenario, and yes, we are playing survival mode. So essentially what this is going to be is this is going to be a series that will run on the channel for the next 6 months or so, where we cover all the different survival scenarios other than the easy start scenarios, basically showing off how to get started and how to survive for the first few hours of gameplay. So this will cover gathering ore, how to do it effectively, how to get a base up and running, your first ship, so the first ship will be a mining vessel, that sort of thing. So yeah, we're looking at 5 episodes bare minimum per segment of this series, and yeah, it is going to be a lot of fun. And since I have this new PC now, the gameplay will be a lot smoother. Now before we actually get into it, I need to cover a few things. So we're playing on a world with a high asteroid density with 20 kilometers view distance. Also, all of these settings have been maxed out, so all of your inventory size, your efficiency for your refinery and assembler, all of that has all been maxed out. So yeah, this should be fairly easy to do. Now first of all, to get started, is you don't really need to do this, but I'm going to create a faction and we're going to claim the station as our own. So let's call it DCS, and that is Death Corp. Okay, so yeah, that's ours. Now if we claim the station quickly, transfer to me and share with my faction. Okay, right, so this all belongs to us now. Now as you see, we don't have enough uranium, so that is the first priority when it comes to a survival scenario. Any survival scenario, power is your first priority. If you have the supplies there, you can make solar panels and a few batteries, but I've never actually done it. I don't really use solar power that much. So what we need to do at first is we need to disable a few things. So the likes of the gravity generator can be disabled, these landing gears can be disabled, and we'll disable the refinery and the assembler. Okay, now if we go and check our control seat, which is over here, we have enough power for 24 hours, which is good. Now what we need to do is we need to find a source of uranium very quickly. So what I tend to do is I tend to look around the nearest asteroid, and most often the asteroid you're stuck to has uranium on it, which this one does, right down here. And the good thing, we turned off the gravity generator because we can easily grab this uranium. So an easy way to grab this uranium is, well, obviously you can left click to mine. Right click, you'll mine a kind of square hole, but it won't pick up anything. Well, it won't drop any ores. But when you're mining, you should hold down the F key if that is the key you've assigned your pickup to be. It doesn't always work, but that's the most effective way to mine this uranium. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up this footage of me mining until my inventory is full, and that should do us for power for quite some time. Okay guys, so as you can see, we now have a decent supply of uranium. So what we need to do is we need to go back up and we need to reactivate the refinery. As well, yeah, we need to use it. So go to control panel, as we have the refinery selected, there you go. And there we go, and it'll automatically pull uranium in. Oh wait, no it won't, because we're not connected with any conveyor networks. So what we need to do is we need to manually move this stuff over. Yes, I know it's very tedious, but I'm afraid it's something we have to do. Excellent, so now what we need to do is we need to find sources of all the other ores. So we know that there is a source of iron and uranium on this asteroid. One thing we need to do is we need to check how much ice we have, 2k ice. That will do us for a little bit of time. And we have some bottles on us as well. Now let's quickly take a look around this asteroid to see if there are any other sources of ores. There is some ice there, as is to be expected, so we should be running out of that anytime soon. A second source of ice, some more iron. Excellent. And as you can see, we also have the cargo ships turned on as well, because, well, why not? I don't plan to attack them or anything, but that could be maybe a special episode of this. But yeah, right, let's go on to the next segment, shall we? Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go out and search for some ores. Now we need, ideally by the end of this episode, we need to have a location for every single ore deposit that we need. We don't need to mine it all today, but we need to find them all. So what we need to do first is we need to set up, well, we need to set up a marker here, because yeah, we have a beacon, but it can't always extend out as far as we need to, because we may go further than its maximum range. If we check, its maximum range is... okay, never mind. We don't need to set up a beacon. We already have that one there. But yeah, what we need to do now is we need to head out to all these nearby asteroids and prospect for some resources. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised there when that was red for some reason. But yeah, we need to go and check the asteroids for resources, so we've got a source of iron, but we'll try and get some sources of those materials out in asteroids as well. So we need some, we've already got iron, uranium, we need gold, silver, platinum, silicon, cobalt, magnesium, and some more ice. So that's like 9 different types of ore. So what I'm going to do is we're going to fly out there, we're going to do it in the form of a time lapse, but by the time we get to the first one, I'll show you how to set up a GPS coordinate marker thing that will make it easier to identify what is there. Okay guys, so as you can see, we have the first asteroid, and from the first glance it appears to be, well, solely iron, but we're going to go and take a look at it. So yeah, as you can see, we have some ice here, some iron, and I think that's silver, or is it silicon? I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so we have iron, silver and uranium. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up a GPS coordinates. So you've got to go there, new from current position, should have that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a prefix at the beginning, so AST as a prefix for an asteroid in this case. And what I tend to do normally is I tend to normally put in the symbols you'd find in the periodic table for all these elements, but since you may be new to this, I'm going to put in their full names instead. So we have iron, uranium, silver and ice. And just to double check, iron, uranium, silver and ice over there. Right, and as you move away from it, you can see that on screen, so it'll make it easier for us to differentiate between an asteroid and the base over there, or anything else we have on screen. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and fly away to other nearby asteroids in the form of a time lapse, of course, to prospect for some more materials. But yeah, we already have quite a large amount of materials right there, so this should make this a whole lot easier. I estimate this process should take you around an hour or two, all depends on what your world settings are. So yeah, let's do this. Okay guys, so as you can see I just found the last piece of ore that we need, and let us just take a look at our current GPS menu. As you can see we have a few duplicates, magnesium, things like that, but we have now covered everything, so we have all of the ores that we need, which is pretty good. Now something I noticed during the recording, the base beacon, it stopped displaying even though it was set to a range of 50 kilometers. I think what's happened is the reactors ran out of power, so I need to work my way back, but luckily since I have these markers it should be fairly easy because one of them is like 4 kilometers away, so it will be within visual range. So if you give me a moment and we'll be back at base. Okay guys, so as you can see I found my way back. It was pretty simple to do. I just followed the GPS coordinates we laid out before and worked out what one was closest, and I saw this big silver thing. It turns out that last asteroid we were at was 20 kilometers away. We went in the complete opposite direction from what we meant to. But yeah, we're back, and my hypothesis was correct. The base has run out of power, so we should need to grab some... Damn, this is a lot of uranium. Good thing we let that run. But yeah, as I said, that's why you should grab a full inventory's worth. But yeah, let's go over here and throw it in there. There we go, so now we can reactivate everything. So let's go into control panel, turn it on. We don't need these things on, but they can go on as well, who cares. But yeah guys, that is us done for this one. Oh, low oxygen, hold on a minute. Oxygen bottle. There we go. But yeah, we done everything we planned out to do today. We marked out where all of the resources we require are. There probably are the likes of the silicon, there probably will be a closer source of it. But we won't worry about that right now, because at least we know where it is. That's the good thing. Now, next episode we will be actually going out and mining up these resources, because we will be needing them to survive. Because having this base, if we didn't go and collect resources, the base would have run out of power and we would have eventually died. So that's why we have done this. So yeah, we're going to do, say, 2 episodes of this per week. Maybe more, depends on your guys' feedback. So if you like this episode, please let me know in the comments, because I do read them and I will know, trust me. But yeah, I think that's a good idea, because instead of looking all over YouTube for a series like this, I'm going to have all the different scenarios on the one channel, so it's easier for people to follow, and they'll all be in the same playlist as well. But guys, I'm afraid that is it for this video. So as always, if you like this video, please make sure to hit that like button, and if you really enjoyed it and want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.